Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have a new video out showing you guys what to look out for when you're buying a BMW, and in this case a BMW e46. So I got this car about 2 summers ago, and there's a lot of things that I missed that I didn't know was wrong with it until after doing research and realizing, wow, some of these things are a pain. I could have looked out for this and avoided it. So I just want to make a video about showing what to look for when you're looking to buy a BMW, and specifically a BMW e46. Well, this will apply for other BMWs. I'll be showing you on a BMW e46. And this is a 2002 330 Ci, if everyone was wondering what exact e46 we're talking about. So I wanted to take you guys under the engine bay because, let's face it, the most important thing about a car is its mechanics. So if this car, when you get a car, if it's not running perfect, you really want to know what could be wrong with it before you buy the car, so you don't end up with a huge headache. While the BMW e46, this is a M54 motor, is extremely reliable. There are some things that it's prone to happen on it, and there's some things they're prone to oil leaks and leaking coolant, like a lot of BMWs. And the thing about the e46 is, under the car, under the whole engine, there's a belly pan, and under that belly pan you won't be able to see if it's leaking anything. So that pan holds in all the liquid, so you would not be able to tell if the car is in fact leaking oil. So I'm going to show you a couple places to look for where the car could be leaking oil, and it's an easy test to see just by popping open the hood to see where oil may be coming from and if your car does in fact have an oil leak before purchasing it. So the first thing to look at in the engine if it's leaking oil is to look at the valve cover gasket. So the valve cover gasket runs all right here. That rubber piece right here is a valve cover gasket. It runs all the way up here and all in there, and this is where it's screwed in right there. But what we really want to check out is the back. So if you come over here, and you can see right here, there's these belly pans, not belly pans, these little like silver pans, and you can see that's not fully silver, it's black. That one looks pretty gummy. You can see all that stuff that's on there, that's all oil, because right now I have a valve cover gasket leak that needs to be fixed. I did order the gasket, I just have to do it, but that's something to look out for. It's not to say you can't do the DIY yourself, but that should definitely be fixed before buying an e46. The other place to look, it's kind of hard to actually show you guys on camera, but is the oil filter housing gasket right here, this oil filter, where it attaches, way down there. It's hard to tell, but way down there, if you see oil right there, if you see oil anywhere on the right side of the engine, it's most likely your oil filter housing gasket, and that is a very cheap part. The OEM part from BMW is only around $5, but it is a lot of work to fix. But it is something to look out for to see if your car has an issue leaking. So those are the two main oil spots that I'd say that the car would be leaking. It could be leaking from the CCC valve, but that's not as important. I would bet money that if your car is leaking, it's probably leaking from the oil filter housing gasket or the valve cover gasket. So that is one place that it can leak oil from. Now for coolant, the things you want to check for your coolant where it could be leaking, you want to check if it's the radiator is right in there. You want to check if it could be coming from one of these hoses, your expansion tank, which is right here. If you look down, way down there, it's probably hard to see. If you look down near this cap, there's a huge container. If you look there to see if it's leaking. The next place it could be leaking oil is your thermostat. It could be leaking coolant, sorry, not oil. So this cable right here goes to your thermostat, and you can see this is your valve. That hose is going to your thermostat, and your thermostat, if you guys can see, is right here, this huge block. So if you see right where I'm pointing my fingers, where that red is, look right there to see if you are leaking coolant or anywhere in that area that you could possibly be leaking coolant from. That is a huge spot that coolant leaks from, because that's why there's red. I put RTV on it when I redid it, the thermostat, because a lot of the times the car will leak coolant from that spot. So it's just a very good thing to check to see if you are in fact leaking from the thermostat. So now that we went over some things mechanically that could be wrong with the BMW e46 before you buy it, let's go over some of the interior things of what to look out for when buying an e46 or any BMW for that matter. So the first thing I can say before buying a BMW is check out all the electronics. Check out all the radio controls. Check out the the climate control, check out if your car has heated seats, check out that, make sure they work, check out all your windows, check out your lights, check out your sunroof, automatic seats if you have them, just go up and down, make sure they can run through everything, check everything out, check your lock button, check the remote to make sure it can unlock and lock the car, because all these little things, if there's a problem with it before buying it, can add up and be extremely expensive and ruin your buying experience for being, wow, why did I just buy that car? Because I have all these issues. Not to say that some of them can't be fixed, some of the little ones that if your car's, if you get in your car and you turn the AC on and it's going up, down the speed, you just need a new final stage resistors in it. You need a new final stage resistor. While it's not that expensive and you can do it yourself, it's still nice to say, like, I bought a car and it doesn't have all these issues. So that's something to look out for. And going along the lines with interior stuff to check out all your window regulators on your car, because they are prone to fail on a BMW e46. And the way to check it is just roll down your window and listen for any clanking or any noises, and also note the speed that it's coming up. You can see how mine's coming up at a good speed. If it's going down really slow, then your window regulator probably is going to need to be replaced soon. So just keep that in mind, look at how fast it's going up, and listen for any noise, clanking, or anything that doesn't, or grinding noise, anything that doesn't sound right when the window's going up and down. If you have a 4-door, I recommend checking all 4 windows. Do one window at a time and just listen for them. If you have a coupe, the back windows, they only, the mechanism that uses it isn't so much as a regulator, so it's not as prone to failing, but it can fail. So I would definitely check to make sure that the rear windows do open a crack the way they do, and check the sunroof too to make sure that that is functioning properly. The next thing interior wise that I would tell you to check out before buying a BMW e46 is check the pillars. So you can see mine look like junk, and then you can also see it's starting to pull off right here, all right here, starting to pull off, all right here, and I don't even have these were missing. But check that, that's the A pillar, check the B pillar, you can see right there. You can even see my headliners coming down a little, my back ones. This is all things to check to make sure that your car does not have. If it has it, it's not the end of the world, but it's hard to find cars, especially E46s, that have perfect headliners. But if possible, try to find a headliner in C pillars and B pillars and A pillars that look in good condition, unlike these ones. It will save you a lot of headache if you really care about them, because they are quite pricey, and usually people don't want to deal with them, and I don't really want to deal with them. I just want to buy new ones. I try to rewrap them. I might come out with a wrapping video, but it is difficult to rewrap. And going back with the headliners, another thing that this car is common to and what to look out for is cracked wood. As you can see right there, the wood's cracked right there, right there, right there. It's all cracked, all right here, it's cracked. You can see that. So check out the trim to make sure it is not cracked. If it is cracked, again, it's not the end of the world, but it's something nice to say that the trim is not cracked when you buy the car. So that's another thing to look out for. Last thing I would recommend to see if you could do, especially if you're buying a car from not a dealer, just secondhand from someone on Craigslist or eBay, I'd recommend to see if you have IMPA or any BMW software, or someone you know that has BM software, not just a generic code reader, because you can see those on the dash, but to see if you can get IMPA or BMW scanner to scan the car and check all the modules through the OBD2 port, which is up right here. When you drop that latch down, it's right up there. If you have software to do that, that will help a lot to pick up any issues that could potentially be wrong with the car or go wrong with the car before buying the car. It's a very safe way to make sure that your purchase is a good investment in a good, reliable car. I didn't have access to the software until after I bought the car. I didn't really know about it. I just bought the car thinking it was a car. I didn't realize how advanced these cars are, even for a 2002 BMW. It has so many electronics in it, and there's so many errors in it. A lot of them I was able to clear, but there's so many errors in the computers in this car that I had no clue even existed. So having that software would allow you to catch anything. You might not need to know what they all do, but if you see all these errors, you can be like, wow, maybe I should try to get more money off. There's all these problems with the car that the person selling it doesn't even know. So that is a very helpful trick if you have a scanner. I'd say that's probably one of the most important things to have with you going in and looking for any BMW, it doesn't need to be an E46, but any BMW, is to have some sort of scanner to be able to scan faults on a BMW E46 or any BMW. You can use BMW Carly, you can use BMW Scanner, you can use Bavaria Technica, if that's even still around, and you can use IMPA, you can use ISTA. There's so many BMW softwares that allow you to read different modules in a BMW. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to make a quick buyer's guide showing what to look out for in a BMW E46. At least what I found. These are the things I found. There are more. There's definitely more, don't get me wrong. There's stuff like the subframe that you can look out for. There's all sorts of different things. But these are just my buying experience that I wish I looked for, that I didn't know, because a lot of these other things about the subframe and some of the other things are already online on forums. I just wanted to make a video showing what you should be looking out for when buying an E46 from my buying experience. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully the next video will be the BMW retrofit of LED taillights. I'll be putting a new light module, showing you guys how to code that, and I'll be showing you guys how to install the LED taillights. So I'll make probably a 2-part video on that. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.